Que pasa familia de dinero. I'm your host Hacha, a truck driver on the detour towards wealth, and I hope that you join us on the journey to 1,000 subscribers. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for everybody that is subscribing, joining the familia at such a fast rate. I want to say thank you so much, and a huge round of applause. Come on. Thank you. Truly, thank you. And if you're new to this channel, and I ask nothing from you, not to comment, not to like, not to do absolutely anything. I hope that you gain the value within this video. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a crystal ball, but I present stocks that I myself have put my own money in, and I have collected all this data to present to you. So if you decide to stick around, I want to say a huge thank you and welcome to the familia. We did have a comment that stood out, and if you guys want to be shouted out, make sure to leave one down below. But we have Zaylen, great video, but I believe there still has a lot of upside potential. And this was actually before the market just went with SoundHound, and definitely that potential was there. We're going to go over the catalyst. Exactly what was it? I actually written down quite a few points when it came down to the conference call and what caused SoundHound to actually explode. It's going to be a long video, so I hope that you buckle up, sit back and enjoy, because if you are an investor or thinking about being an investor, again, not a financial advisor, but I definitely love the conference call and the results that was garnered after it. So just looking at the chart after market close, it's sitting at 1333. Now it's going up and down, of course, after market, but we're still green. We'll see how it goes after it completely closes. With that being said, our very first topic when it comes down to SoundHound is actually going to be the implementation of how they want to use this kind of device or this type of technology in a car. So we'll go over that very first one, and this was in the beginning of the conference call.
In a third pillar that we call monetization, so if I just walk you through a couple of examples, you're driving into work and you have a voice-enabled Chrysler, and you can just say, "Hey Chrysler, I'd like coffee." Well, the car already knows where you're going, and it'd say, "Great, there's a Starbucks one exit over, 5-minute detour, or we can order your coffee at Pete's right next to your office. Which would you like?" You could place a transaction, and that's the new type of streams that we're trying to build. Again, our ultimate vision is that we think the world is going to be more and more voice-enabled. LLMs, generative AI, have catalyzed this, and now we're seeing massive growth and expansion across a number of these industries.
So as he explains, he wants to implement, and this is a CFO that wants to implement these devices on a wide scale into your personal vehicle. And so you're able to, and this is not exactly all they want to do, as you'll see, but this is a huge implementation that is a personal use in everybody's everyday life. And this is what I was talking about in my last video. But again, this video is going to be way too long if I give you guys all of my thoughts. We're going to skip over to the next section, which I written down: DIY competition. What happens if somebody is making the same thing? He's going to go ahead and talk about that kind of competition.
How do you kind of feel about, some of your customers, or maybe some of your, potential customers trying to DIY their AI? What have you sort of seen and uncovered, and how can you help those customers?
Yeah, I'll speak to it specifically around voice AI, but I think this extends into the broader agentic AI revolution that's going on right now, and I think they both apply similarly. First of all, I think the use cases we're talking about are tremendous. We're really talking about disruption of the $10 trillion services space, in which case there's not going to be one uniform answer to that question. But reality is, what we've seen historically, our co-founder, CEO, Keyvan Mohajer, his pioneering vision that built this company, has this line that I've always appreciated, which is, voice AI is hard, conversational AI is complicated. It takes 10 years to develop, and it takes you 3 years to realize it takes 10 years to develop. So a lot of companies we've seen come and go. I think in the restaurant space, one public example is McDonald's, who said, "I'm going to try to build in-house this voice automation capability." They tried to acquire some companies, and they subsequently spun it off to IBM in a partnership, and then just about 6 months ago said, "Hey, that's not really working as well." So they're trying in fits and starts of things. Generally, I do believe you're going to need a partner who understands the space really well. There will be a partnership. We're scaling it, I said, across automotive, restaurants, healthcare, financial services. And in different use cases, maybe there are aspects of this technology expansion that can be done, do it yourself. I think we're trying to develop platform and capabilities to enable people to do more and more themselves. I don't think a lot of applications that people are starting to dream about, let me just access OpenAI's API, and I can.
So one of the main things when I like companies that niche down into something and they're not a big conglomerate is that they do it better. And that's pretty much what he just said. We do it better. We had enough time to prove ourselves and we're coming out here strong. And so we already have the clientele, we have the research, we have already companies that gave us a leg up. You guys will check this out in just a moment. So this has really got me hyped because the company is already integrated in such amount of products that I didn't even know prior. I mean, this conference call was just gold. So we're going to get into the next one. Again, I have to look at my phone, but the next one is their wins. Exactly. What are they winning at? Where is their main focus? Let's check that out.
Maybe to flip over to another vertical you've had some pretty good success with, the restaurant vertical. Maybe you could talk a bit about restaurants, how that differs from autos and some of the success and some of the wins you've had on the restaurant side.
Yeah, so this year we've seen a lot of growth in the restaurant side. That's been sort of one of the biggest growth engines. And, you can think of this as over the last few years, we came out of the pandemic and there was a major labor shortage challenge for many of the QSRs. And they needed just capability to serve the demand that they had. And by the way, one of the more permanent things that have happened post-pandemic is the need for convenience, drive-throughs, pickup, takeout. That structurally has changed in the restaurant industry. Then you always had sort of cost pressures, low margin businesses, but also with inflation and so forth, cost was an important element. So the value proposition was quite clear for the last several years, and what we're seeing this year is a greater inflection on the ability to drive revenue incrementally. So the AI never hesitates to upsell. The AI never gets tired. It's not too busy packaging food. So what we found in several of our QSR brands that 10%, 20% ticket price uplift. And so now the value proposition is shifted from just cost containment or cost mitigation to actually revenue growth. So we are seeing a lot of traction. This is both applications on the drive-through side. We have one of our earlier partners that we've talked about was White Castle. Actually, locally here, both in Scottsdale and Tempe, there are live White Castles with our technology.
You have large companies within the restaurant industry that is getting into this company, SoundHound, implementing this technology in their drive-through. And as you can see, if you guys listen to the full entire conversation, there's a lot more to it. And of course, I can't jam-pack everything in this video, but we're going to skip to the next one, which is going to be Amelia acquisition. What is Amelia? We're going to we'll kind of break that down later on, but we're going to look at this company is making some substantial moves here.
You recently acquired a company called Amelia. Maybe you could help us understand what was so special about this acquisition. Was it the people? Was it the technology? And how does this help you propel the journey forward?
Yeah, so I want to go back to sort of what we're about. We're really about voice enabling the world through conversational intelligence, and we think there's a massive TAM across a number of different ecosystems and industries. So while, for us, we characterize like our entry into restaurants as sort of stage one of a long-term journey of expanding across industries, kind of, akin to how Amazon entered into books, but that wasn't their long-term vision, right? They wanted to do e-commerce for all. So for us, that's how we thought of restaurants. Where we have a lot of opportunity within restaurants, but really we built over, 15 plus years this voice AI engine that can apply equivalently into other spaces. So I'd say number one, what was interesting with Amelia is they had already deep relationships and customers in healthcare, financial services, insurance, enterprise-grade technology and partnerships that for us, frankly, to enter into the door, build solutions for it would have been several years. So there was an acceleration of the customer journey there.
Okay, so they just got a cheat code into an industry because they acquired this technology. And we'll go over Amelia and what exactly the technology does, but they are able to break out into, now they're still niche down into SoundHound AI, right? Voice active AI services, but they're able to now have a specialized team that knows what they're talking about in that division, which is substantial. I mean, amazing. I'm so excited because this is some of the most impressive questions have been answered for me. Of course, I do have one thing and I will always have this one thing until I get it, But overall, I'm still so bullish now on this stock. I'm not a financial advisor, not telling you to invest, but what we're going to do is skip over to the last remarks that he has to say.
Are you seeing that as well? Are you seeing budgets loosen up? You're obviously in a state of higher growth and untapped TAM. But are you starting to see budgets loosen up a little bit, or is it still kind of tough out there?
No, I think it depends on the vertical. So to be fair, in our automotive space, I think there's some still continuous sort of movement, and I think there's opportunity, and we're the disruptor that's penetrating, and we're providing differentiation. But some of the customers are going through their own dynamics. I think if you go into the healthcare space, the answer is different than in the financial services space. Is different in the restaurant space. Restaurants are still pressured with cost containment, and they are looking for ways to service this new meta trend around convenience and footprint to pick up and take home and all that kind of thing. So I do believe uniformly people are really curious about this AI space and the conversational AI space and the agentic AI space. So we are getting a ton of conversations. I mentioned publicly previously that in the restaurant space, if I were to compare and contrast now versus just even a year ago, we were going out trying to acquire more and more customers, and now we're having the silver line challenge, but something we don't take for granted, that there's a lot more demand, and we're just trying to have to calibrate that. We don't want to go to a major QSR and say, can you wait for a year? Like, that's not how it works. So I do think there's been, I'll just call it post-election, a lot of optimism around the regulatory environment and opportunities to invest, and we are starting to see that. Still pretty early, but I mean we're very bullish. We're aggressively going after the market opportunity. We do think there are major shifts and opportunities in how consumer journeys are going to happen, and we're driving a lot of it. So I mean, we're net really bullish on the opportunity in front of us.
Okay, so that is going to be a little bit of a recap of the conference call, and I hope that you made it all this way and like what you heard. Now, of course, I believe that the CFO did get probably a script and known that, hey, not like he came up with the answers, but say, hey, these are the questions that we're going to ask you, come up with some good answers. And the answers he came out with, fantastic. I mean, that's is his job. You can't come out here and say, hey guys, we can't figure out any customers. But I needed to see something to back up what he was saying. Of course, I like what he was saying. Words can only go so far. I need to see action, and SoundHound brought action today. Let's check it out. This is going to be on SoundHound AI's website. Torchy's Tacos debut SoundHound's voice AI phone ordering across all locations. I need a sound effect that's like, yeah. SoundHound and Torchy's Tacos have announced the rollout of SoundHound's advanced voice AI smart ordering products, now live at all 130 Torchy's locations. Santa Clara, excuse me, I almost said Clarita, California, December 5th, 2024. SoundHound AI, a global leader in voice artificial intelligence, and Torchy's Tacos, our cult favorite taco chain known for its dang good tacos, have announced the rollout of SoundHound's advanced voice AI smart ordering product, now live at all 130 Torchy's locations. So not only was the conference call a bullish one, but we got action right there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have another article, right, about Amelia, because I was very I was trying to figure out what Amelia was. But before we even jump into that, let's get back to Torchy's, right? So I had to figure out exactly what Torchy's Tacos is, because I don't think it's not in the Midwest nor the East. I believe I think it's more of a Western thing. But this company started, I think, it's grown. It's a big company. It's some dang good tacos, and it looks good. I had to figure out exactly and do my background research. So let's get back to Amelia, right? Back in August 8, 2024, this announcement came out that SoundHound AI acquires Amelia, significantly expanding its scale and reach in the conversational, AI across new verticals and hundreds of enterprise brands. So, I mean, I don't know how it did not scale up from there, but Amelia is now a part of SoundHound AI, has its own part within SoundHound its website, so you guys can check it out. I'm not going to break it down too far because this video is going so long. We also have articles that are coming out today, extremely bullish. So SoundHound, a top 1% stock, just catapulted after inking a damn good deal. SoundHound stocks rally continued Thursday as the shares soar again as a voice AI company announces a deal with Torchy's Tacos. So that's a bullish article. Now, that's going to be all the articles. There's a lot of them that keep on covering this. But so when I look at SoundHound and its short interest, there is still short interest there. It looks like we're getting some returns, some shorting, but I'm not too sure overall if it's shorting as much as it has been, because it's a very dangerous territory to be in. And I wish I looked this up yesterday. Overall, I'm gonna be honest. I'm never usually kind of like yip hooray and everything, but this company, if they can keep on acquiring customers and then implement, my biggest concern, implement some way where customers can use it on a personal level, there's without a doubt, SoundHound is probably going to be one of the biggest AI stocks up there with Nvidia. I mean, like, to know that when I bought this, it was a meme stock, but for some reason they turned around this company, started acquiring when they needed to acquire, you know, start going down routes that they needed to go. And so I have a hard time kind of just keeping in this excitement for the company. I care. I mean, if I was here on YouTube, I got a comment, and if you made it all this way, you really, you know, you rock with the channel. But I got a comment that says he's just trying to get after that YouTube money. I already have a channel that is monetized, much bigger, has over 3,000 subscribers. I don't post on there because I'm not passionate about the things I was talking about. It was about trucking, right? And I did my time, and I didn't want to talk about it anymore. And I recently found out that, man, I really love getting into these conference calls. I love doing these things. And it's hard to convince like somebody to really get this excited and to produce a video, edit it up, do all that for money. I'm not even monetized. I'm not even monetized at all. I'm just excited and to build a community. I think a lot of individuals don't understand that building value for other people and they enjoy it is what gets you to the golden egg. If you're looking out for yourself and that's only your bottom dollar is yourself, you're not going to get hardly anywhere, or you're going to have bad karma. I do believe in that possibility. So the person that comment, you know, I initially left a comment, but I said, hey, you know, that wrong answer, you know, I'm not monetized. There ain't no YouTube money. Now, down the road, possibly. And being a YouTuber, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I had my very first video on YouTube, and I can go see it myself. You guys won't see it, but I always wanted to do YouTube full time, and I'm never going to lie about that. I've been doing it for ever since I was a kid. And, you know, if I could do it full time, I will definitely do it, and I will make it the best I can ever make it for everybody that's watching, because I want to provide value. Simple as that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. SoundHound surprised the heck out of me. Did it surprise the heck out of you? Let me know, and down in the comments below, and I will catch all of you, familia de dinero, in the next one. Adios. Peace.